What a time, what a time. Good morning, Oklahoma. Yes, Mom, I made it. Yes, Maryland, we are here live and in beautiful living color in the Blue Room at the KTLV station. Not just the station, but the place where you want to tell that neighbor, where you want to tell that friend to be a part of it. Now, that guy that's in front of you, if you're on your way to the OU Texas game, don't blow your horn, but you could roll down the window so that too can be a part of this, the Clara Luper Show, where we're in beautiful living color. Great things will continue to happen as we continue to go on. There's a young lady out there that I promised that I was going to play a part of that song, and yes, Benita, you heard it. So now I guess you can be happy too, but you're not as happy as the family of a good friend, Nikita Smith, that family. And they want to thank all of Oklahoma City, those of you who helped them in helping to find this beautiful young lady. Good things will continue to happen as we continue to do great things. I have several things that we're going to be doing today. Oh, Joanne and Jeff, congratulations on your third anniversary there. And I don't want you to think that I forgot about it because I didn't get there. The check is in the mail, as they like to say. But the big thing is that we made 3 years there at the church. Let us continue to do good work for our community. Oh, yes. Let's see. I got Les, let me do about another minute of that CD, and we'll go from there. And that'll give Doc Walker an opportunity to get it. Make sure that you make a noise there. Enjoy a great noise, and an inspiring noise, a great noise, because you have an opportunity this Saturday morning like no other persons in this world have ever had. You don't know how lucky we are. Not lucky, but we are here because of the fact that we want to share this with you. Good morning. How are you doing? We want to pull that mic over there to you. I think I know your name. I know your name.
Do I put these on?
Yes, you put that on. But I do know this, that Oklahoma City, Oklahoma County, there are very few people that are there in the state capitol that actually will stand up for us, for you, stand up for the things that we need, things that we want. I'm fortunate enough to have one in the studio now. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful and happy to be here, Calvin.
You need to speak up.
I'm Senator Connie Johnson. It's
Senator.
Early on a Saturday
Yes,
morning.
it is.
Yes.
Okay. Senator Connie Johnson. So many questions I'd like to start asking you. But the first question is, how are you doing?
I'm dealing with some health issues. I think this crud that's going around, the upper sinus infection, and I'm on the mend, so I'm blessed. I feel good to be here. We had an excellent event at Metro Tech yesterday where we had a summit for small and minority businesses on doing contracting with government, with state government. So I'm good. That was a good turnout, a good experience, and we got some good information from it. We shared information and we got information. So I'm really high on a good feeling today. It was a success, and everyone seemed to appreciate what we tried to do, and it's all good. Praise
All
God.
right, Connie, let me take a little slight break here because I need to do something right quick.
On race, and I think we're 3 weeks away from an election, and we're trying to get the message to the people to see if I can go speak for them in the caucus of the majority, and see if we can't help Senator Connie and Mike Shelton close some critically needed pieces of legislation for African Americans.
Well, we're fortunate enough that Senator Connie Johnson is here with us.
Hello,
Now,
Connie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm wonderful. How are you?
you have to do that again, Senator Connie.
Good morning. I'm wonderful. How are you?
Well, I'm doing just fine. Appreciate that presentation yesterday. It's very riveting and compelling.
Thanks.
To the
I'm
facts.
glad you were there.
Well, I wouldn't have missed it for my lifetime. When I know you're doing great things, and I know you do great things like that.
Oh, there you go, kissing up. This is the Clara Luper Show, live and in beautiful living color.
And you said you try to have informed audience in your listening audience.
Yes,
so I just love telling the truth.
Yeah, tell the truth about what you want to do. We know what Connie has been able to do. How can you be of any assistance to Senator Connie Johnson? How can you be of any assistance?
I think it's critically important
to the party, to our district.
Well, I think my commitment is to the district, to the constituents, which are predominantly in House District 99 African American. It's a 65% African American district, and I think that the issues of importance to the senator are issues that are equally important to me. But how does my candidacy help that? Move that agenda is that we still have to talk about the game of politics, which is a game of methodology, the 50 plus 1%.
Okay, well, okay. Now you're saying there's a game in politics.
Well, we all call it a game. Everybody calls it politics. I hate that game.
Okay.
Well, you have to understand
it. Why would you get in there?
Huh?
Why would you go in there? I mean, there you're going to be sitting on one side of the Capitol. There, our senator will be sitting on the other side. How can you help her? You know, you can't cross the aisle. You're not. Are you a Democrat?
I am the Republican candidate in House District 99. Mm-hmm. The House of Representatives has 101 members in it, and it takes 51 on any given day to make a good deal happen or to stop a bad deal from happening. My seat, representing the African American constituency in House District 99, brings some critical votes that we need. There are 44 Democrats in the legislature, and it takes 51. So to have dialogue on the other side of the aisle, complicit with what Mike may be arguing on his side of the aisle, is a critical must in 2008. And I think the elections of 2006 has demonstrated, if you look at the legislative report, that it didn't work very well for us, having all of our representation on one side of the aisle. And so how does it help Connie? Connie's in the Senate, and she has a 50-50 divided line. Clearly, it would not be a disadvantage to have someone in the Republican caucus, even if they're in the House of Representatives, talking about things that are important to senators who also are entering into the Republican caucuses. And in fact, it could be an added plus, I believe, to giving some credibility to the things that she said.
You're just talking that talk on numbers there. What I want to know is give us some specifics. I mean, will it be a difference in the stoplights? Will the street change? Will the schools get any larger? Will the, show me something that we can really put not our teeth into, those of us that still have teeth.
Well, we argue that we want better health care, that we would like to have an improved quality of education for our children and our children's children. Others would say that we need a lessening of judicial exploitation, which drives us into the prison incarceration issues. All of those are very prudent issues to discuss. What we have to talk about is how do we get the votes on any given day to make that happen. I think yesterday, Connie, Senator Johnson was talking about the need to address the issues of trends as it relates to contracting for minority subcontractors with state government contracts. We have to say, how do we get enough people talking about the things that are important to us to where we can get 51% of that Senate or 51% of the House to go our way on any given day. So those are the things that aren't happening. We're not getting the streets paved because we simply can't get the votes. It's not saying that they shouldn't be paved, but we kind of have lost a little bit of sight on how that strategy works.
Okay.
So when the House went under Republican control, we were really caught off guard as a community because we'd never had to talk about the political strategy of electing a minority member of the majority caucus, or, of course, a minority member of the minority caucus with 3 years or more seniority. So between those two definitions, everybody got caught. Like, what do we do now?
Well, that is my question. Now that I have both of you, I have her in beautiful living color. It made me so nervous here.
Yeah, you make me jealous. She's a great lady.
Well, you don't know how. Here in the Blue Room, we have some beautiful people that come through, but none other than Connie Johnson. I'm not juicing her up because I'm not worried about her vote because, Connie, you don't have an opponent, do you?
No, I don't have an opponent. In fact, I'm not up for re-election until
Right.
2010.
Okay.
Yes,
So
we have
what are you
4-year
gonna
terms.
what can you do? How if this guy is talking all this talk, can he be of any help to you over there on the state senate in the House or the Senate of the state Senate House? Because a lot of people don't understand that our government, we got a governor, we got the House of Representatives, we got the senators. You know, how can y'all work together? What can he do as a Republican representative for House District 97 that will make a
99.
difference? 99. Okay, well, help me out now. I will make a mistake. That's my second one today.
I'm here to work with you.
Okay.
The I
How
think
could he help?
I think Mr. Lindsey brings several areas of import to light. The relationship between the various branches of state government, the relationship between the various levels of government, such as the municipal, the county, the state, and the federal. And I think ultimately we're talking about relationships when we talk about how are we able to be more effective in any setting. And
Right.
it's about the relationships, the quality of the relationships, the intents and purposes that we have when we engage with each other. And I know he mentioned the streets, and I always have to say this because we have to help our citizenry be informed and properly and correctly informed about this game.
What can the state government do about our streets? I mean, I thought that was all the city
It
responsibility.
is.
That's the point. The city level is oftentimes what we get questions about as state legislators, and we work with Councilman Skip Kelly and many of Oklahoma City Council people. But in my district, for example, I have 7 municipalities, so we work with all of our city level governments. But again, with regard to this notion of relationships, we know that it is a game. It's a process, and that's what we were trying to impart yesterday. Was that it's important to be informed about this process, in order to then inform those people who we have elected to represent us about the needs and the perspectives that our community thinks will make a difference, and then for us to take that information and have relationships with our colleagues. So when we're talking about how we can work with Democrats and Republicans, relationships, that's an ongoing challenge. It's what we do. It's how we seek to resolve differences. So I think having any body in the mix who is effective, who wants to help solve and address the problems that face citizens in Senate District 48 is what's needed at this point.
Well, may I ask a question, not only just to you, Senator Connie Johnson, not only just to you too, Willard Lindsey?
It is. I'm here.
Okay. I want to ask you a question now. If and when you're elected, what type of bill will you present to the House that will make a difference in our community?
My campaign is predicated on 3 principal positions, Calvin. I will foster legislation and support legislation that fosters economic development. I believe that's a critical piece of how do we define quality education, access to health care, reduction of poverty, and the reduction of crime.
How you gonna reduce poverty? What, you got some jobs or something available?
I believe jobs do reduce crime, and I make a statement that I'd like to have more work and less welfare. I'd like to have more income, that being disposable income, and less incarceration. Somehow we have to begin to have that debate and those discussions, and the parity as it relates to contracting with the state is a way that we begin to address that. Economic development, job creation, job retention, market expansions, new market creations. All of those are issues.
That's what the workshop was about yesterday.
I understand.
Okay.
We're right on target.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, Senate bills come to the House. They have to be heard in the House. They have been the House of opposite origin. And today, when Senator Johnson's bill shows up at the House, there's only 44 votes to carry that thing through. So without there being some dialogue and discussion along the same lines of what she's saying in the Senate, and that's not happening in the Republican caucus, it really makes it difficult, I believe, for her to make her case, because there's no one on the other side of the aisle saying the same thing. And that's not a good position to put any of our African-American legislators in and expect them to come back with victories.
Well, you are new to the game. You're not really in the game yet, but you want to be in the game. And we're looking forward to seeing what you can do. I'm looking here at the some of the thing about the evaluation of what the senators have done, what the representatives have done, and I'm just wondering how when you get an opportunity, will there be a chance for you to put a bill out before the election?
No.
Be a
I
chance
think
to
the bill.
Write a bill.
I will not write a bill until after I'm elected.
Okay.
I'm not going to assume that I have the confidence of the voters until the voters tell me that I have their confidence.
Well, I have enough confidence in you to ask you to hold on just for another minute, okay?
Okay,
I
I'll be
know
happy
it's
to.
tough a little bit. But Lex is ready. Senator Connie Johnson is ready. I got some questions. I wonder how she's going to act with a black Republican, an African-American Republican over there that might be able to be some assistance to her. But we'll get back to that. Hey, tell that neighbor, tell that friend, tell that car in front of you that the Sooners will win today. Have no fear. And actually, instead of driving down there, you could have looked at it on TV. And that's one of our great stations here in Oklahoma City. But otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy this. Love you. Ooh. Excuse me.
I'm still asleep,
I had to wake you up. The seat got a little hot in here because we want to know. We want to know what the people feel like. You know, you got your representatives here that have been there. You got some representatives that want to be there. But the big thing is, how can you, as a citizen that's going to vote, I know you're already registered. Yesterday was the last day, so we don't have to worry about that no more. We know you're a registered voter, and then you're part of the most intelligent listening audience in Oklahoma. And not only intelligent, but we also go by Gates Barbershop. We know where hometown is there, 23rd and Martin Luther King Avenue. But we know where we can get the very best. We also know about Otwell's. It's down the street from hometown. Kind of giving them a little competition, but nothing is bad about competition. The big thing now that I would like to discuss in the remaining few minutes that we have on the show, if you'd like to call me, be a part of the show, 672-1220. I'm going to leave the line open, and we'll just go from there. If any questions that you would like to ask any of anybody that's here, even Lex, he might want to answer a question. But in the meanwhile, 672-1220. Write it down. Give us a call when you can. Willow, you still with me?
I'm still with you, Cal.
Okay, all righty. Now, you have 2 children.
Yes, I do.
And you are definitely concerned, I would hope, about the education system. Now, what are your plans when you get to be a representative? No, let me skip that question, because it's another question about the church.
Okay.
And you being a representative and going to church and having to hear your minister. You see how they do on Obama.
Yes.
Would you have a problem if your minister said something there in the pulpit?
Well, I don't think we would have a Reverend Wright situation as it relates to my race. I have a great deal of confidence in my minister that serves in the faith communities that I'm in. So I am a man of faith. I believe there is a proper place for faith in government, but also I believe there is a separation between church and state, and I think my minister embraces that with honesty. But to speak about church and state, though, I believe that we need to be very careful about preachers endorsing politicians, because then politicians begin to embrace preachers, and the people get left out of the process. So we have a government that's a representative government, which we call a republic, and it's really predicated on a government by the people, for the people. So we want to guard against having that kind of direct intervention from the faith side, because you convert democracy into a theocracy if you're not careful. So that would be the only concern I really raise about that when preachers start directing partisan political outcomes. I believe they breach the separation of church and state, and
Well,
in that case, I think they invite scrutiny of the state.
Could you, as a dynamic church member, be a dynamic representative for our community?
I believe so. I believe that I know my way around, and even though I've never been a legislator, I've worked very effectively behind the scenes in the legislative process. Again, 8 years at the Office of State Finance Division of the Budget. I worked with the staffers in the Senate and in the House. I actually met with and conferred with the chairmen of the House and the Senate subcommittees as we talked about the issues of importance to the governor that was put in his budget. So my position was to defend the governor's funding initiatives. So,
okay, Brother Lindsey, I'm looking at this little minute hand go around.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And no, don't be sorry, because it was interesting. It is interesting. And so many things that I would like to know about what you're planning to do. But then I know that I will see you Monday night at the Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King. If you can you put that on your agenda?
I can stop by. Yes.
Okay.
I have I'm involved as a mentor with the Brotherhood Boys Club Association, and they meet on Monday nights from 7 to 9.
Well, this
so
is 6 o'clock to 7.
Huh?
6 o'clock to 7, because we try to get out of there in time for those people that like Monday Night Football have an opportunity to go get their TV on.
6 o'clock works well for me. Again,
Okay.
like I said, I need to be underway about 7, though.
If you can, we look forward to seeing you there. You can tell it to the members of the NAACP Youth Council. You can tell it to, I'd like to invite you back and give us, something specific. Now, we know that you go to church. We know you want to be a representative. Mm-hmm. We know that you have a bill that you haven't written. But what we don't know is that if you're elected, how will we immediately feel the effect of your difference, of your being elected quickly?
I think you're going to immediately be able to see the difference in that we were able to have discussions in the House of Representatives on issues that are important with the incumbents that are already there. Mike Shelton and Connie Johnson have done marvelous jobs with their hands tied behind their back over the last 2 years. I think the difference you're going to immediately see is that there's dialogue and discussion consistent with what is being said in their chambers. So I think but again, I want to guard against saying that this is a game of guarantees. Politics is not a game of guarantees. It's a game of negotiation. It's a game of brokering relationships, as the senator has said. So I know that I'm prepared to enter on day one to understand the process, fight very vigorously for it, and
You ready for the fight?
I can debate the issues.
Are you ready for the fight, you think?
I've been fighting all my life, man.
Been fighting all your life.
Fighting all my life.
Yeah.
So I just say, let me go fight for you. That's all I'm
right.
saying.
Okay. Now we want an informed voter to go. What other kind of voter is it? It's an idiot voter. We don't even mind them voting, but the insane.
No, they
voter,
vote for me. I mean, they may not know why they're voting for me, but if they vote for me, I can consistently say that I appreciate that.
Okay.
The insane voter, those that know what's right and won't do it, man, I don't know what to do with a person like that. But again, it takes all of us to make a world, and I have to respect that they may cast some votes that aren't in African Americans' best interest. If it doesn't give us access to the process,
beautiful
it's
thing
not
about
an informed vote.
Beautiful thing about the ballot, it doesn't ask you if you idiot or you.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
But you have an opportunity to make your mark, to make your difference, to point it out that this is who. One of the people we want to continue to represent us. This is one person that we want to get up there and fight for what our community needs. There's so many economic, so many educational. My God, that's a heck of a job you're asking us for. But Willard, I'm gonna get back with you.
Okay, I want to make one closing statement before I go today. And
you want
and
okay.
Here's an indicator of an informed vote,
okay.
in my opinion, in 2008.
Uh-huh.
If you drive through House District 99,
okay.
you see an Obama sign, you see a Lindsey sign, I want you to know that I believe that to be an informed voter. If you see any other combination, well, they're going to be in one of those other two categories. Same thing in House District 97. We need to see some Obama signs and some Shelton signs.